China has just unveiled a humanoid robot that feels less like a machine and more like a glimpse into an unsettling future. And its name is Noetix Hobbs W1, a robot designed not only to perform tasks, but to exist among humans in a way that feels almost emotionally real. Because the moment you look into its eyes, see it smile, or notice its subtle facial reactions, the line between artificial intelligence and human presence starts to blur. And that is exactly what makes Hobbs W1 so important to understand right now. This robot is built with advanced synthetic skin that mimics the texture, light reflection, and micro movements of real human skin, allowing facial expressions to appear natural rather than robotic. And unlike earlier humanoids with stiff faces, Hobbs W1 can raise its eyebrows, tighten its lips, soften its gaze, and react in real time to human interaction, which triggers an instinctive emotional response in the people standing in front of it. The eyes are one of its most striking features, maintaining natural eye contact, adjusting focus, and blinking in a way that closely matches human behavior, creating the feeling that the robot is not simply watching you, but actually paying attention to you. Behind this realism is a powerful multimodal artificial intelligence system that processes speech, tone, facial cues, and body language simultaneously. Meaning Hobbs W1 does not just hear words, but interprets intent, mood, and emotional context before responding. This allows the robot to adapt its expressions and responses dynamically, making conversations feel fluid rather than scripted. And this is where Hobbs W1 separates itself from most other advanced robots currently being developed around the world. When compared to robots like Tesla Optimus or Figure 1, the difference in philosophy becomes clear. Because while many Western companies focus heavily on physical labor, industrial efficiency, and mechanical precision, China is investing deeply in emotional realism and social acceptance, aiming to build robots that people feel comfortable interacting with in daily life. Hobbs W1 is not designed to lift heavy objects in factories, but to stand at hotel desks, guide visitors in museums, assist patients in hospitals, and interact with customers in shopping centers, all roles where human-like presence matters as much as functional ability. The robot's face is powered by dozens of micro-actuators capable of adjusting expressions within milliseconds, allowing it to react instantly to conversation changes, which prevents the uncanny delay that often makes humanoid robots feel artificial or disturbing. China's heavy investment in this direction is not accidental. Because the country faces a rapidly aging population, labor shortages in service industries, and a long-term strategy to integrate artificial intelligence into everyday social environments. By developing robots that can provide companionship, assistance, and emotional interaction, China is positioning itself at the forefront of social robotics rather than purely industrial automation. However, Hobbs W1 also raises difficult questions about the future. Because when a machine can read emotions, replicate empathy, and build trust through facial expressions, the psychological impact on humans becomes impossible to ignore. People naturally respond to eye contact and emotional cues, and Hobbs W1 is engineered to trigger those exact instincts, which could lead to emotional attachment, dependence, or even manipulation if such systems are misused. Experts argue that robots like this could redefine customer service, education, therapy, and entertainment, creating experiences that feel more personal than traditional digital interfaces. But at the same time, they challenge our understanding of authenticity, connection, and emotional labor. The question of jobs cannot be ignored either, because service roles that once required human warmth and interaction may increasingly be filled by robots that do not tire, do not demand wages, and can operate continuously without emotional burnout. Yet this same technology could also create new industries, new forms of storytelling, interactive learning environments, and therapeutic tools for people who struggle with human interaction. Hobbs W1 represents more than a technological achievement. It represents a turning point, a signal that the future of artificial intelligence is no longer limited to screens and voices, but is moving into physical spaces where machines look at us, respond to us, and exist beside us. The most unsettling part is not what this robot can do today, but what it suggests about tomorrow. Because as these systems improve, the difference between simulated emotion and real emotion may become increasingly difficult to recognize. When a robot smiles at you, mirrors your mood, and speaks with empathy, Your mind may know it is artificial, but your instincts respond as if it is real, and that conflict may define the next era of human-robot interaction. Hobbs W1 forces us to confront a future where machines are not just tools, but social entities. And whether that future becomes comforting or disturbing will depend entirely on how humanity chooses to design, regulate, and emotionally engage with the intelligence it is creating. As development continues, engineers are already experimenting with more advanced emotional modeling, longer memory retention, and adaptive personalities that evolve through interaction, which means future versions may remember preferences, recognize individuals, and adjust behavior over time, further strengthening the illusion of genuine understanding. This opens doors for long-term companionship roles, elder care support, and immersive entertainment experiences. But it also increases ethical responsibility, because the more human a robot appears, the more carefully boundaries must be defined. Governments, researchers, and companies will need to address consent, data privacy, emotional influence, and transparency, ensuring people always understand when they are interacting with a machine. Hobbs W1 stands at the center of this debate, acting as both proof of progress and a mirror reflecting our own desire for connection, attention, and understanding in an increasingly automated world. Whether this path leads to harmony or discomfort remains uncertain, but one thing is clear: humanoid robots like Hobbs W1 are no longer coming. They are already here, and they are quietly redefining what it means to interact with intelligence in the modern technological age globally.